Capricorn, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channel messages that come through. Let's get into it. For the month of December, these are December readings. I know we are already in the throes of December. I apologize. These are coming out a little bit later than I had hoped. I'm still kind of reworking my schedule, trying to do so with balance and grace. And so I always just appreciate the patience and flexibility. And really kind of like the only thing we've missed thus far has been the full moon in Gemini. We're still coming off that energy this week. We'll see Neptune go direct. So we've had a lot of planets in retrograde over the last few months. Some of that starting to lift, which helps ease the tension. We're in the holiday season. You know, things, as much as they can be busy and we can, be forced to deal with people, family dynamics that we don't necessarily want to, there's a lot of good that comes with the holidays as well. And we're actually seeing that reflected in the astrology. There's things happening. It's not as crazy. It's not as intense. A lot of it is repeat. Things we might have seen in the past pop up. We're getting a lot of messages around patterns, how they show up in our life via the people that we're dealing with, and especially when things are kind of happening on repeat, whether it's coming from us or them or whatever, it really is kind of a self-explorative time. And I'm glad I got that one out. And it leads to good things when we do. Yeah, we can stick our head in the sand, but we're not going to get very far. And that's kind of just the name of the game right now. That's why I like to start these readings off with an energy cleansing. Just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. Cleanse out those places we might feel blocked, limited. It's a great time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something that you do want Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. Spirit's always looking for ways to speak to us. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services, and readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are interested in more of that rebalancing of self, alignment of your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're strong in self, when we're aligned in self, that's really where we're manifesting our best life, our happiness, our success, our fulfillment, right? We all deserve it. And I would love to help support that for you, Capricorn, in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up if you're interested. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. Excuse me. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fear, doubt, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, excuse me, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly, help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Capricorn, I'm feeling you might be a little parched. Like there might be something. I feel like perhaps you've been in a time of withholding from yourself, not giving enough to yourself, not paying enough attention to yourself, your wants and needs, perhaps even like compartmentalizing things and buying into the belief that like we don't need certain things that might not hold as much weight, as much value, where it feels like you're coming to this place where there's almost no options left, or you're feeling a little bit stuck, cornered, boxed in is what I'm hearing. Because you don't know what else to do next. It's like I'm hearing like you don't know what is the next step. You don't know, like you've kind of taken all maybe if it's something bad or negative, you kind of refine. I'm hearing that, like, refine, taking out all the unnecessary components, the unnecessary elements, really righted yourself in this specific kind of way, and things still feel the same. That's what I'm picking up. Like, there might be an element of a little sadness, a little depression for what hasn't changed, where you've put investment in and you thought it was going to look a little bit different, right? The Seeker reminds us that there's always options. I love this. Maharishi Ayurveda really focuses on that value that there's endless options, endless potential. We just have to open up to it. We have to be able to tap into that energy. And oftentimes, what do we need to do, right? We need to get out of our own box. Since we just had that, we need to get out of our own headspace, maybe even hang out with some people or put yourself in situations that you wouldn't normally, shake up the energy a little bit. Because either you're feeling lonely or there's this overall general discontent is what I'm picking up. And I don't know that it's like the worst thing ever, right? Like, it might be a little bit of melancholy, but for the sake of melancholy, right? Like, sometimes being the victim or feeling like we have no control over things, makes us feel good, right? It gives our ego a little bit of a boost. I feel like you need that, but I'm seeing that ego boost needs to come from a more authentic source. Something that's actually nourishing to you, that's supporting you in the right direction. Because it's what I'm hearing is it's like, as you're peeling away at these things and expecting certain results, yes, but either the point is being missed or the learning lesson, or we'll see, because that's a really powerful card. I love the Deus Ex Machina, but sometimes we just need to get our ego out of the way. And this, to me, we'll look at it a little bit deeper with the tarot, Capricorn, but it does feel like a little bit of that arrogant ego. We'll see where that's coming from. It looks like you're withholding your energy from someone. Silence is in your blocked energy. You're not choosing to invest in someone or something this week or this month, maybe even you're choosing to do so at the beginning of the month. The full moon in Gemini definitely did highlight duality and places where it's like, oh, that's what it is, right? And it's kind of just these very stark moments of clarity where now we know we have to choose, make a choice. Messages, communications coming in. I feel like there is a lot of conversation beginning of the month, but it's not offering much, or it's not getting you very far. Or I don't even know that you're the person initiating it, because again, you still feel like you're withholding your energy, you're holding yourself back. You have a lot going on in your emotional world. And I think this is smart. And honestly, as I'm saying this, I'm just reminded how we're coming from Scorpio season. There's been so many planets in water signs, which just maximizes everything. And right now, Jupiter is in retrograde in Cancer. So Jupiter is that feeling of abundance, success, happy, harmony, especially with it being in Cancer. It's very connected to our sense of stability, and how we do feel nurtured and supported in our life in order to carry out whatever we need to do. It looks like you're just going back to the drawing board. I like this energy for you because I think it is going to start igniting some things like inspiration, ideas. Ego can be very creative, very magnanimous. But like I said, I do feel this need to get out of your comfort zone. I don't think you're quite ready beginning of the month to do this. It looks like it's going to take a week or so. December 11th, Mercury enters Sagittarius. So that really talks to how we're going to be more prone to communicate, seek out new communications, connect with different sorts of people, different sorts of opportunities. The new moon in Sagittarius isn't till the end of Sagittarius season. So we have the new moon on the 19th, depending on where you're located. And then we'll go right into Capricorn season on the 21st. So I feel like we also have Mars entering Capricorn. Okay, so we have Knight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and lots of people, and the Queen of Cups all showing up. So it looks like there are some difficult conversations mid-month. What I'd like for you, even though this might not be ideal, but Neptune's going direct. So it's going to help with clarity, like bringing in the reality, the truth around situations. Our intuition's going to become a little bit more on point, kind of like what I was talking about in the very beginning. It looks like there's some things that do need to be worked out. I'm not sure how on board you are about this stuff. I'm not sure why you're involved. Maybe you're some type of mediator between other individuals. We have the Empress, the first quarter moon, and the Devil. Ugh. Someone's being talked about. Something's being decided on. I don't feel like there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of options. It's a weird dynamic. Let's see. You're specifically working with to a group of other people. Conversations. What's to be done? Why is this person? Because you're seeing someone or something, or this group of people is seeing someone or something through a different lens. Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Four of Wands. I'm seeing this as like there's some hidden information or something. Either something comes out this month and it really forces you to either look at yourself or look at other people, the way ego has gotten involved. And it feels like a situation that just went south, you know? Why is this coming up? So many people involved in this, Capricorn. I'm seeing a change of heart, a change of perspective. And for some reason, this is affecting you. I don't think you want to look at it too hard coming in as the Knight of Cups mid-month. Because here's the thing. December 15th, we have Mars going into Capricorn. So Mars is really where we kind of put in energy, effort into our life. And when it enters into Capricorn, it's like you got your hard work cut out for you. But if you're investing in something that's worth it, you know, you're on board. And you don't look very on board for some reason. There's something about this that you just don't like, that doesn't really sit well with you or something. I don't know. There's a lot of different opinions. There's a lot of different conversations happening around this topic. Like I said, we have that new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th, and that's kind of where this Deus Ex Machina seems to come into the play for you, Capricorn, because it is that energy of like, I'm making my choice and this is just how I'm gonna roll with it. And that's actually what I really like about having the new moon in the zodiac sign at the tail end, because it allows us to kind of figure out what we really want. You know, like we can kind of play around with the energy throughout the season, throughout Sagittarius season. And then like when we make this commitment, when the sun enters Capricorn, it's like, okay, I'm ready to put in that work. And you're coming up very self-assured. It is, and I mean, it's your season, right? So that is kind of obvious to some capacity, right? But you're choosing something that's really powerful. You're choosing to move on. you might not be choosing to move the needle too much because, I don't know, I feel like, again, it kind of goes back to this melancholy, whatever this is for you this month. You make a choice to heal, but it still feels like it's your own journey, right? It's not necessarily reaching out, connecting with people, or with whatever this like hot mess of a situation is. I feel like that's kind of why you're coming up as the Knight of Cups, because you're not really sold on it. You know, you don't necessarily want to go down a certain road right now. It's actually more valuable for you to put energy into yourself. It kind of ends up a little bit, I'm going to clarify, Three of Swords. There's some grief. So end of the month, you're getting the Star, Wheel of Fortune, the World, and Three of Swords. And again, reminding you that silence is in your blocked energy. So it might have been something you sat on for too long. I don't know. Like I said, I don't necessarily see you reaching out to other people. I actually see you working through it more within yourself. Maybe there is something end of the month that you are cleaning up. It kind of looks like that. We got Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands, and Knight of Swords. So there's a difference of opinion, conversation, etc. There's something that's really kind of hindering you at the end of the month that I think is a little bit difficult. But again, reminder, silver lining, maybe a little bit annoying, but it's this value that like you do have the power. You can figure this out. You can sort through it. There's a lot of stuff that is kind of hard to wrap up this year, is what I'm seeing with the readings, the zodiac readings. Well, I'll do some readings as well, like towards the end of the year. I mean, obviously, I do the weeklies. I do the Sunday Fun Days. Definitely check those out. I have another series I'm looking to post up, but I'm really just trying to be gentle with myself so I don't take on too much, right? And actually, as I'm saying it, I feel like that's where your strength, that's where your power is this month, Capricorn. There is something that you're involved in that maybe you don't want to be. Maybe you've tried to bow out. Maybe you can't. There is some stuff that's resurfacing that we are going to have to look at. That might not be the easiest, right? I don't know. I mean, again, like, I'm not trying to be all Debbie Downer by any means, but that's just how your energy is coming across. And I think you're able to like manage it better end of the month, but there are some twists and turns throughout. So I'm going to read the symbolism. This is the Materia Prima. It is all the periodic table of elements. It's really beautiful how they express, how they embody these elements. And that's what I'm going to do. Give me a second as I look these up. Okay. So we first have Yttrium, which says lunar, feminine, supporting. This is the domain of Yttrium. Avoiding the spotlight, she maintains self-transcendence, lending a cool white clarity to collaborative endeavors. Useful and hardworking, she has a wide range of practical skill that bring an accomplished, reassuring presence to any undertaking. Yttrium's path is a moonlit one, tending to secret, welcoming fires that are a community's spiritual heart. That's so beautiful, Capricorn. It symbolizes supportive, accomplished, welcoming, comforting, inclusive. And maybe there is a part of you that has to connect with that part of yourself, right? But also like know who and what that is, because like I said, there seems to be a lot of chaos going on in the in-between. And I feel like you're just trying to, or it looks like you're trying to find your footing, right? It looks like you're trying to figure out where you're going to land. So Copernicum says, we leave the table on the mathematical enigma, Copernicum, the riddle that began this charted journey. No matter how you measure it, calculate, dissect, distill, or combine it, The mystery always delivers the same message, the same number, the golden number. We want to think that the golden number is love, and its ardent magical destination is within all of life, all matter. Love is our materia prima, and it's visible in our world's circulatory wholeness, which exquisitely sustains our universe's complex and diverse majesty within the spiritual serenity of the eternal. Love gives us the soulful courage to bear and endure it all, and with it, we cannot fail. So beautiful. This is a really loving and supportive energy, and I feel like that's just your theme. That's the message for this month for you. Not only supporting and loving on yourself, but also kind of maybe choosing a more neutral platform, especially when it comes to whatever this is, during mid-month. Yeah, I think you want to be seen and heard in your way for your truths, but that's why it's so important that you're the one giving that to yourself. Okay, so for indium, it says, she began her true life journey quadrillions of years ago in the burning solar islands of the cosmos and crossed the threshold of modern world as a spectroscopic indigo light at the dawn of the 20th century. Once discovered, her vibrant purity was rushed into a gleaming arms of the future, where she let out an almost imperturbable, high-pitched cry. Exhausted, she teetered on the horizon of what was to come and saw her existence radically remodeled forever. Separated from her deepest life, asked to forget her past, she began the modern consuming work of efficiency. Here, her quiet beauty is asked to hold the presence in an impregnable grasp, and her aura's dark blue intensity boiled to a self-annihilating violet brilliance. It symbolizes indentured, captured, displaced, against one's will. So making sure, again, just driving home that point, you don't have to get involved, right? Really kind of pick and choose your battles this month, Capricorn. You're going to be way happier if you do. Even if you are kind of feeling lonely or whatever, it sucks when we might have to set boundaries with people, but I think at the end of the day, you're going to feel way better for yourself if you do, There's something that's going to be popping up at the end of the month that you are going to need kind of this amount of sustenance, fortitude, stability within yourself. So definitely try to cultivate that throughout the month. You're only going to be stronger in the output. So I really hope this helped. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below. I love to hear. I love to say, hey, connect, share, and a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. Know it blesses my heart, and I'm sending love and blessings back to you.